Allow me to remind you that an epidemic of unknown origin has already eradicated a few genuinely distinctive towns in the northern part of the country. The cause and circumstances of these tragic events remain uncertain. There is a lot that we cannot explain yet. It appears as though the plague has a mind of its own, as if it is driven by some irrepressible will. Why else has no one managed to fight it successfully? Why does it target the most precious aspects of our existence? The sand plague picks its victims fastidiously, and the same principle always draws it back to whoever tries to oppose it. Surprisingly, we've yet to hear a single word from the powers that be.
Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Just because I can, and this time I'll be playing Pathologic Blind. Now, I know nothing about this game, save for the fact that apparently it's a survival game set during an epidemic, and you're supposed to make a lot of tough moral choices, and I am very into discussions of morality and ethics, and I am very into pondering difficult moral choices, so I've been recommended this game by a couple of people, and I decided, why not? And also, supposedly it's very dark and miserable, and tragedy resonates with me a lot in art, so I think I might like it, even if I'm not particularly good at it.
So, it's all about trickery to you? Wherever have you come from?
No. I detest trickery. But if we ourselves are to suffer deception, our hands are no longer tied. Where are we?
Well, the muscular contraction is there. Means you're already inside of him. This must be one of the ventricles, right here.
What a silly place. It's stuffed. So it's not real for now? I don't think it has started yet.
Does it matter what it's made of? It's definitely struggling. We need to perform sectio transversalis. Cut the wall. There's no other way out. What else is there to do?
I know what to do. Those who favor hard logic and direct action are bound to be misguided. Only a miracle can set us free without us having to destroy something. And I can do miracles. Just let me.
Will you please be quiet? You're a liar and a thief. Who is going to believe you when you keep lying to yourself? The truth is my shepherd. Whatever happens, I will find answers, and justice will be restored. I will perform the operation. Medica morbo adhibe.
Don't you go all bossy on me, clever clogs. You will act justly, but your justice will blind you and become his demise. This calls for the gentle hand of a surgeon. Step aside, both of you.
Your gentle hands are used to killing, not giving life. You will inevitably do harm. As for Brainy, he has no regard for casualties at all. Neither of you knows compassion.
Yes, it seems unlikely that we'll get along well. but there's only one truth.
Any choice is right as long as it's willed. That's the truth of the matter.
Only the heart will show you the right choice. Stop thinking about yourselves. Think of the sick. He's in pain. I can't see it yet, but I can feel it.
It's not even a trap. It's a grave. Subipsum funis sumus. Can't say I hold a soft spot for it.
I can see that. You're full of hate. Stuffed or not, it's breathing. I can hear it. It can be healed rather than killed.
You mean you won't become a killer? But you will. Mark my word, that's exactly what will happen. But I can avoid it.
No, we won't ever get along. I suggest we be on our way. The sooner the better.
Off we go then?
Let's go. The clock is ticking.
Okay, I would say I am already pretty confused because, first of all, I'm not sure if the intro, there were children in the intro, and I'm not sure if how stiff they moved is an in-game thing that I'm supposed to disregard, because they definitely didn't move like people. They moved more like automatons or puppets. They were very stiff, but maybe that's just how the animation in this game works. But this whole scene was rather confusing. It was some kind of a theater play, and they were talking about surgery, and that was understandable enough. They had different approaches to how to save the patient's life. Like, one of them was like very sort of scientifically minded, but also callous. The woman was like compassionate. But the thing that confuses me somewhat is the part when like they said, like, this is the right ventricle, we need to get out. So they were like, what? They were like talking as if they were themselves in the heart, unless they meant that sort of more metaphorically, like they were in the heart with their instruments rather than physically as people. Okay, what's the use button in this game? To be honest, I would say some kind of a tutorial would be in order, I think. Okay, so there are 3 characters, and this one is introduced only after I finish one of the other storylines, but I will only play this game once, so I will only know, I guess, some of the story. Let's read the descriptions. The Butcherer. The history of humanity witnessed a number of catastrophes that have demonstrated without shadow of a doubt the pettiness of human achievement and the triumph of invincible evil. Outbreaks of infectious diseases have from time to time wiped towns and cities off the map, and they are undoubtedly among those. However smart and virtuous, the people caught up in these destructive events have repeatedly come to the conclusion that there is no use trying to fight those circumstances. The best you can do is bite the bullet and cope with your losses. This is the story of a person who has managed to work a miracle and defeat a seemingly unvanquishable foe. Haruspex. How do they call upon the Menku, the faithful of the Warden Kin, known by their hands, for they are butchers, known by their eyes, for they are surgeons, they who follow the lines, they who are the leaders of the kin, they who speak to the Udurgs, they who know the secret of the art of Haruspisi. What is a Haruspex? Reading the future in the entrails, he knows that a body bears a semblance of the universe. His scalpel follows the lines of the body, his steps follow the lines of the kin's fortune. A Haruspex can tell the true line from a false one, and is entrusted with power. A Haruspex who is confused by his path gets buried into the deep black flesh of the earth. This is the story of a person who has avoided contradiction, eager to rip a doomed life apart, masterfully fulfilling true purpose in the process. Now, as much as I am intrigued by the Haruspex, because Haruspex was actually a real occult practice of reading the future in the entrails of animals. Like, for example, Romans were quite a lot into Haruspex. Romans overall were very spiritual, and they placed a great deal of importance on omens. Like, they had specific positions, like the Haruspex, for example, but also the augurs, who read the meaning of the flight of birds. So I am intrigued by the Haruspex, but I think I am going to go with the Bachelor because he seems like a more compassionate person, and he also, I think, during an epidemic, having actual medical knowledge is probably more useful than being an occultist. It says here, it is the story of a person who managed to work a miracle and defeat a seemingly unvanquishable foe. So, although on the other hand, it does mention here that there are people that, in the course of devastating events, decided it's better to bite the bullet and cope with your losses, which is not exactly my kind of approach to life. Yeah, I think I will go with the Haruspex because I will only play the game once, so knowing how to do occult shenanigans might be more interesting.
Artemi Burak is coming back to his hometown after an absence of 10 years. Born to a family endowed with a caste right to cut living beings open, he was preparing himself for this line of work since childhood. Artemi's father, Isidor Burak, a wise man and philosopher well respected by the locals, had admitted to the limits of traditional knowledge and sent his son off to study modern medicine in the academy. Artemi has been traveling from town to town, learning theoretical and practical surgery for several years now. Suddenly, a mysterious letter appears with his father giving him notice of his impending demise and begging Artemi to return and accept succession. Unwilling to wait for a regular freight train, Artemi follows the rails through the steppe until he's caught up with by a small shunt locomotive. This is how young Haruspex arrives in the town.
From this point forward, I am the eldest member of the Burak family, a Menku. I am an heir to my father, Isidor Burak, a warden of the kin, the supreme Menku of many years. The inheritance of my father, will nourish my mind and my body alike. It is a question of life and death for me to claim it, for it will imbue my dissolute existence with reason. I am one of the Menku, those who follow the lines, those who open up the body, those who link the earthly to the under-earth. The duty of the Menku is to serve the children of Bodo, to interpret coincidence, to point out decisions informed by wisdom. The very reason for my existence is to carry out this duty. Who will I become if I fail to bind my destiny with my father's calling? Today's quests, nothing. Other tasks, nothing as well. Day 1, in which the Haruspex turns from a rightful heir into a dangerous criminal. Well, I already did that, I think, because I literally just murdered 2 people. I'm just looking around if there's anything to pick up, or... I don't think so. That's a very weird structure. Now, apparently, one thing has caught my eye. That apparently I have a... like an inherited, actual, official right to carve out people's entrails and study them for occult reasons. It has been mentioned that I am a member of a caste, so there's an actual, like, Haruspex is widely recognized as a profession. So, Burak, you're almost dead. You've got a few more minutes to live. I am here to solemnly announce that. Well, a few minutes? Not much can be done in such short notice. You have been hit on the head several times, and the locals have heavy fists. Not sure if you noticed already, but you've got 4 stab wounds. One of them seemingly rather grievous. Massive blood loss too, and the local climate doesn't allow for too much strain. Any heart conditions? Some. My heart is a bit too soft. Well, your health is in a sorry state. Am I wrong to suspect you haven't eaten for a couple of days, and had no sleep last night? Your expression betrays you. Your hunger and exhaustion are also critical. I wonder which of these unfortunate afflictions will become the end of you first. So what's your plan? And what do you recommend? You'll need a first aid kit to restore your health, or rather some bandages or tourniquets. They'd stop the bleeding. Painkillers would help make it even further. Where do I get them? You can mag passerbys or barter with them. Children will gladly trade most valuable things in exchange for what others consider junk. Moreover, our drunkards usually have bandages on them. When you're drunk, it makes sense to be prepared for a fight. When they are hungover, however, they would sell their own sister for a bottle of water, which is scarce here. Where do I get water? There's often some left in the water barrels, enough to fill an empty bottle if you have one. Okay. You're also hungry, aren't you? Apparently. You don't have to mug people to sate your hunger. Food can be found in shops, although your reputation would preclude you from enjoying their hospitality. On the other hand, the whole warehouse of meat was robbed yesterday. It was unlocked for shipping procedures. What has hurt my reputation so much? An unfortunate misunderstanding. I wouldn't be so rash as to call it slander, but it looks very much like it. Tell me about it. My friend will do it better, that's part of his job. My job is explaining to you how to keep your body in working condition. Alright. If any of the noble townspeople trust you enough, you can always sleep at their place. Just remember that you're an outlaw for now. The only person who believes you is Vlad Ogimski. I'll show you where he lives. You can get some sleep at his mansion. Don't forget to apply bandages before that, unless dying in your sleep is the career opportunity of your choice. I'm an outlaw? Be careful, dodge strangers. They are afraid of you now and will attack you in a heartbeat. Don't trust anyone. Speak to my fellow executor. He wanted to have a word with you too. Okay. Okay, so that's a map. Those are like... kind of like witch doctors. I mean, like plague doctors with those beaked masks. Welcome to our hometown, Warden. It has been a long time since you've been here. You probably don't even remember the spicy odor of twire in the air. Now, do you know why you were attacked? No. You have been mistaken for another person. They are looking for a murderer. A very important and a well-respected man was killed last night. The townsfolk loved the deceased more fervently than some children love their fathers. Don't be too hard on them for their outburst. Well, I did kill them, so, you know, I have defended myself well. I'll have to mix with them somehow, though. They are naive. In towns like these, reputation is everything. Books are judged by their covers here, even after the last page is turned. No one is going to examine you in detail. A minor rumor here, a gossip there, and you're public enemy already. You've got zero reputation. The only option available to you is living with the consequences of this. What should I do? Restore your reputation. Do that now, and at any other time it becomes too low. People are foolish and weak. One day you're beaten to a pulp and laughed at, and the next you're worshipped. As for the third day, well, I think you caught my drift. What I'm saying is, any misdeed can be atoned for, and you'll be loved just as fervently as you were hated. How do I restore my reputation? Do good deeds. The town is small, rumors spread like fire, growing 100-fold in the process, and they are spread by children too. Your reputation will be restored. Just don't be wasteful with it, it's fragile. Well, what makes it low? The decrease of your reputation depends first and foremost on the number of living beings you've made less than living. It also depends on how you influence the people whose fates you are bound to yours. You'll meet those special people. They are called to the bound by sometime. A silly custom, but a useful one. Special people? 30 or so, each of them possessing their own unique trait. All of them hate one another, and all of them are habitual liars. All of them deserve to live. Some of them are incompatible. Someone has to die so that the other may live. And you know what that means. How will I recognize those people? That's not hard. They have striking personalities, locally famous, even though not all of them are of noble descent. Beggars, outcasts, little children even. Bound to be a bit closer to perfection than the common crowd. I see. Thanks for the advice. Anything to add? You know what? They're all disgusting. Don't sweat too much doing things for them. Think about yourself. You think about yourself? Okay, so go. There are quite a few glorious deeds waiting to be performed. I know. Okay, let's do it. There's a bonfire, which the game is rather clearly steering me towards, so I should perhaps just go there. Oh, well. Apparently they noticed me. Will they just kill me? So I am essentially a wanted person. Okay. Why can't I talk with any of you?
That big city doctor is no wimp. A dangerous type.
A new face in our small society. A fighter? A doctor. A doctor? Gee, we've got a doctor already. Quite unexpectedly, too. You haven't had the likes of me.
I smell smoke. Are they burning trash again?
You're one of Grief's men, are you? Who's this Grief? Bad Grief is the kingpin of the criminal world. He has a lair in the northern warehouses where he trades in weapons, swearing, and other nastiness. Every murderer and criminal has connections to him in one way or another. That's the way it goes here, and that's why I'm asking you again. Were you on your way to him or not? Do I look like a criminal to you? Some people came running through the warehouses a few minutes ago. They told everyone that a horrible killer, the whole town's apparently already out to get him, had tried to escape by train, got ambushed, killed everyone, and now going back here. So now I'm thinking, were they perhaps talking about you? Well, it was self-defense. They mistook me for someone else. Okay then, you do look like you've been through a lot. We'd like to help you, but we've been robbed too. As bad luck would have it, it was the medicine that they snatched. Lika, that bastard, is a traitor, a thief, a thug and a prick. Who are you talking about? Lika, the name fits. The prick's a natural-born bootlicker. I can't even figure who's he's sold out to, the thieves or the dogheads. He's stolen the most precious thing for us, from his mates, the bastard, and on top of that, he's done it right when the war is about to start. A war? A war with the dogheads, the stinking bastard, that heartless, soulless little rat, stole the most precious thing we owned, murdered a friend, and ran over to the enemy's side. We used to think he was one of us. Was he pretending all along? He deserves to die. To be killed. What precious thing? A very important medicine. A schmauder. They are very rare since they are handmade. The recipe is unknown. There are different ones. Some will cure you and others will kill you. We had the last one to use as a sample and learn to tell which ones help by their taste. They all look the same. What does it cure? There used to be a horrible disease here. Came from nowhere, disappeared later. Gives me the creeps when I remember it. It was horrible, spreading like wildfire. It's a miracle we stopped it. We kept the schmauder afterwards, because we remembered what it was like. And he stole it, leaving us to die, that stinking prick. So, where's the guy now? He's probably with his thieving buddies. At first he hid in the steppe, and then he just vanished. Probably took a roundabout to evade us. We lost him near the barrow. Then we had to run away because the thieves appeared all of a sudden. If you find the bastard, do cut him to pieces, please. You mean kill him? Yes. The bastard doesn't deserve to live anymore. I'll give you my revolver as a gift then. One other thing, if he's with a dog, don't touch it. One must never hurt dogs. Yeah, that's a fine rule with me. I don't think I will necessarily kill him because, to be honest, killing people, the first chance you get without giving them a chance to explain themselves or whatever, is not something I am sort of very positively predisposed towards. But I'll say I'll do it just so that I don't reject a quest, because I'm not sure how this game works with regards to that. Alright, I'll have a chat with him if I find him. He's claiming that some doghead is hiding here. Rumor has it that he's a traitor and a thief. He wants blood and he's counting on me. Should I help him deal out justice, or should I wait for him to calm down? I should go to the manor. So it's like north of where I currently am, because I'm here. Can I pick any of those? Like a shovel or... Can talk with the kids. How do I fight? Can I even fight? What do you have to say about combat? Attack? Left mouse button. Okay, so I can't fight with my fists, is what you're telling me. So I assume I was supposed to pick up a weapon here, somehow.
Where are my daredevils?
I can't imagine. I couldn't imagine we would find such a rat among us on the eve of war. Don't you worry. Okay, so he doesn't really have anything. Already almost dead. I don't think I can pick up any of those. I can't fist fight, I don't think. Holster weapon. Okay, but I can't do it with my fists though. So to be honest, I just can't defend myself for the time being, I think. If I understand this correctly. Yeah, I guess I'll just run from him. The guy's mansion that I'm supposed to visit is to the north somewhere, which I think is this way, right? Yes. Okay, so it's a couple blocks over. Can I get into like other houses? Not quite. We know all about you. What's up? The soul and a halves got an opportunity to catch their breath. This is good, now everyone will have time to prepare. Otherwise we would have to mourn our boys, and the halves would be orphaned. The soul and the halves? It's just a catchy name. Notkin says it's because each of them has a familiar, a dog, a cat, a crow, or a grass snake, have a soul more than a normal person, or a normal animal. I thought the locals believed that a normal person is supposed to have one soul. Isn't soul splitting only reserved to your steppe abominations, or your local folklore? Are you nuts? The Shabnak don't have a soul at all. Perhaps Notkin has finally done it. He used to make a fun of the old legends, taunting the steppe, played spirits, so perhaps the Shabnak came to show him his place. What do they do, the soul and halves of yours? It's a lifestyle that's larger than life. If you join the soul and halves, you have to adopt a pet, and as you raise it, you change. Then when it is grown, it gets the other way around. Your half begins to take care of you, and you are always together, bound forever. And what if the animal dies? I don't know. No half has ever died before. What kind of soul and a half are you? If your familiar can die, they wouldn't take you in the first place. Well, animal lifespan isn't that long. Apparently she didn't like that. Okay, it's still a while. I'm almost dead. Actually. Not even almost, I'm actually dead. Well, this is probably going to be a long run by the looks of it. Okay, so it's not this house, it's one of the ones further away. bottle is required. Okay.
Guests are always welcome here.
That girl was in the intro, actually, where she buried some kind of a doll. Who are you? Why are you?
Bachelor isn't that smart. Intelligent, yes, but not smart. The killer will get to him before he gets to the bottom of this.
Who are you? Why are you covered in blood? I am Artemi Burak, son and heir to Isidor Burak. So it's you, Artemi Burak, the Haruspex. We have long been waiting for you. I am Victoria. My father is Władysław Ogimski. My friends call me Capella. Will we be friends? Of course we will. Well, at least I hope so. Do you believe in premonitions? What about precognition? Well, me personally, in reality, no. In terms of, like, in philosophical terms, I am a materialist. I don't believe in the supernatural. So I have never encountered anything of that kind. I have a feeling that in less than 2 weeks, our world will collapse and be reborn in a new form. I will have to create a new life and sacrifice myself for the future's sake. Will you help me with that? Well, I hope that you won't have to sacrifice anything for now.
Yes?
Speak with my father first. He lives next door. Can I have a rest here? Of course, here's a bed. Just lie down and sleep to your heart's content. Thank you. Okay, so your father is next door, you say? Alright. To be honest, next door where? Like, there doesn't appear to be a door.
Guests are always welcome here.
To another room. Unless you mean like another door altogether. Who are you? Pretty creepy. Are you Big Vlad, the owner of the house? No. I'm but a poor postman, you see, tasked with delivering a letter of utter importance. I was told he would be here at 11. Does the letter by any chance refer to one Burak? I haven't read it. Yes, you have. You're such a lousy liar, even a mask can conceal that. Alright. Oh, the letter refers to one Bachelor Dankowski, who has come to town for personal reasons, but will soon take on the responsibility of dealing with Simon Kane's mysterious murder. Is that one of the people that I killed? Because this line seems to imply that. Well, thank you for the information, I guess. I am going to go inside before I get killed by this guy. Okay, I'm pretty confused by what she means with her father being right next door.
There was no murder, right? Was there?
You know. I guess I wanted to speak with you first. I'm going to do it because I'm here. That said, I should send you to him if you get the wrong door and come to me by mistake. I have to behave. Okay. Okay, so it's on the other side of the house. That's a remarkably stupid design for a house. To have a bunch of rooms that are not connected on the inside. Okay, that was totally the wrong direction. To be honest, I just realized I haven't saved. Like, at all. But I tried that door and it was locked. And I was here. I am going to save at least, in case I get killed, which might very well happen soon.
Yes?
Lives next door. Yeah, but I've been there and I've found exactly nothing. It takes forever. How much longer do I have to wait? It's starting to get dark around 7 here, you know? Yes, that's what September is like in the north. Okay, this is locked. Apparently. Oh. Big Vlad won't be in until 11 o'clock. I need to survive until then. This is the lump, the Ogdimski's manor. It is home to Big Vlad, who my father talked about in his letter. At least it was 10 years ago. To be honest, I should probably be doing something. What hour is it currently? And how do I tell? Well, there was literally a clock in the other room, I guess. Okay, I just kind of look around. Maybe I'll find someone who doesn't want to kill me. Okay, that's nothing. Are you hostile? You are hostile for sure. I'll get out of your way then. Yeah, so are you, to be honest. So wait, it's already 1 o'clock? So he should already be there in such case. But by this clock's account, it's actually already like, you know, 9 past 2 o'clock. So to be honest, I have no idea what the game is trying to tell me here. Until 11. But it's already been 11. Unless they somehow mean 11 in the evening. Which, to be honest, they probably should have specified. Okay, so that's a shop, right? Get lost. You won't be sold a thing here. Why? Heard some nasty things about you. Go away. Alright, I'll be back when I restore my public image. The game said that I should help some children. There were actually some children running around, so maybe if I can find some. Empty bottle is required. Well, to be honest, that would be pretty useful. Oh, that's an apothecary. Crap. We know all about you. What's up? Okay, I read that. About the soul and a half before I died one time. Shall we barter? Okay, so you have a bunch of rifle ammo, which to be honest I don't really... Unless that's me? Which one is me? And how do I even do anything? Yeah, that accomplished nothing. To be honest, opening my inventory would have been a good thing to do. Okay, I've seen some water, rations, tourniquet. Facilitates health recovery. Okay, I should do that before I sleep, right? Protective gloves. Weapon does nothing. Oh, she's gone. So I would like to get a weapon, seeing how everyone wants to kill me. Although, to be honest, funnily enough, killing them in self-defense would probably just make them want to kill me more. So I'm not quite sure how much of help is that going to be. Okay, according to the bell tower, it's 1 o'clock again, which I probably don't have to tell you is not how time works where I'm from, but you know, what do I know? Okay, an empty bottle, great. Oh, how ferocious Mother Nature is. For this her wrath that has to be withstood. Oh friend, if I could only wet my whistle, I'd gladly give you anything on this earth in exchange for a gulp of chilly spring water. Well, what is this bulging cartilage? Cartilage? What? You're talking about his nose? Well, have a drink and give me something. How about some water? You want to barter? We are a poor lot, but we'd fork over something for a good man, a kind man, a big-hearted man, like a fork. Oh yeah, a fork. Can I stab people with it? A bandage, and price 5. Okay, but how do I actually do something? VX, you say? Okay, so V is quitting, which is not what I wanted to do. Oh great, I wasted this. He doesn't want to talk anymore. To be honest, this game's lack of tutorials is a little annoying. Like, at the very least, you could tell me, like, the absolute basics, how to use the trade window. I would say at this point it's kind of a standard thing to include in games. I think I can fill my water bottle from one of those. Yeah, right. Something's clearly not right. An empty bottle and a needle. Okay, so I guess I was clicking the wrong thing, because use is actually Y. I'll try to catch up with him. Nope, that's one of the people who want me dead. I have 3 bottles of water, which is something. Okay, do bandages straight up restore my health? Is my question. Well, I don't know, because to be honest, I haven't. Local tradition prohibits children from owning any sharp objects. Well, I would say, I would say any place's tradition forbids children from owning sharp objects, because children are notoriously stupid, and therefore are prone to hurt themselves if handed a sharp object. Hey you there, Mr. Drunk Man. Maybe we can finally do some trade, if I figure out how it works. Do you need a drink? Want to barter? What do you have? A bunch of bandages, which I would want. Okay, so it's not X either. So how do you even... What? What? Okay, so I'm trading 2 of those, I guess. I should have saved. Okay, so he only wants water, but how do I check? Okay, it's price 5, so I need 5 bottles of water, is what you're telling me? Is each bottle of water? Yeah, each bottle of water is worth 1. Okay, so I should be on the lookout for more water, is what you're saying. Fair enough. But for the love of God. My heart is crying for my poor children. How are my dearest doing? Is everything alright? Oh, a woman's share is hard. Men's share is harder. No. Apparently you can mend my clothes. But that's a very rude thing to ask for a person you've just met. Everything will be fine. Okay, so that's a butcher's shop, I think. Get lost, you want get sold a thing here. Have some nasty things about you, as you wish. Okay, so I have 5 bottles of water, and you have nothing. What a great and also, you look very, very disturbing. I'm not sure if the last guy looked exactly the same, but I've just noticed the wide, unhinged grin on that person. It definitely does strike me as looking rather insane. Okay, on top of everything else, I am also pretty exhausted. Because I assume that bar goes in the other direction, which is the greater my exhaustion, the worse. Because it used to be smaller originally. Okay, we have nothing. I wonder what happens if I get full exhaustion. Like, do I just fall onto the ground, or can I die from lack of sleep? Because you actually can. Like, it's pretty hard to accomplish, because obviously you would need to be kept from falling asleep, but you can die from exhaustion. I do believe the current record, as far as surviving without sleep, is like it's like 10 days. Okay, this guy's going to kill me, which is not great. Okay, you have a tourniquet, which I also do have currently, so I don't quite need it, I don't think. Finally. Hello? Okay, that's you. Let me explore your home and maybe steal some of your personal belongings, who knows? Okay, you're a rather sinister looking man.
Who is this bachelor really after? Can he be an inspector?
I guess I know who stands before me. I know of your tragedy, my boy. I am Vladislav Olgimsky. Biz? What? I have no idea what he means by that. You probably don't remember me. I am wholly at your disposal. Somehow I didn't expect you to be so young. I'm not all that young. Were you expecting to see a senior person or something? No, but your father was so old. I couldn't shake away the feeling I was to see his copy. Were you expecting me? I was for a while. A lady whose intuition can be trusted has told me that you were to come any day now, but we'll talk about that later. Well met, Artemy Burak. I am the eldest in our family now. You may call me Haruspex or Warden.
Fortune turns all things to the advantage of those on whom she smiles.
Artemy Burak. Yes, Isidore's death is a terrible loss. Terrible. Just like your looks. But please forgive the old man his poor manners. It's hard for me to tell you that the death of your beloved father is most likely just the beginning of your misfortunes, Master Burak. Well, some bastards attacked me as soon as I got off the train. I heard already. Those bastards, however, weren't looking for the person who got off the train, but rather for someone planning to board it. They were after a murderer, you see. The one who has caused a lot of problems already. A lot. They say your father's death is the murderer's doing too. My father has been murdered? There is a theory, a weird death. He was ready for it though, wasn't he? He did let you know beforehand. And then he died precisely that night. Well, the fear is greater than the reason for it, you know. Pray tell, why would anyone examine the evidence now? It's so much easier to just tear apart the troublemaker. You, that is. What do I have to do with the murder? I have just arrived. The men at the station mistook you for the murderer. The problem is they are now broadcasting your features to anyone who would listen. You do stand out, you know. And mass hysteria is an excellent environment for rash accusations, coupled with questionable visions of certain influential lady. What lady? A well-respected one. Do you remember the Saburovs? I doubt that. Katerina isn't much older than you. Katerina, Alexander Subarov's wife, she has extraordinary talents, precognitive, dare I say. No one questions them, that much is certain. Did she foresee me coming? Not only that, she foresaw many horrors related to you, but it's all very vague, and you know, compared to my deceased wife, Katerina's talents are, to put it mildly, controversial, but they are enough for the commoners to identify you, and... So now I'm a suspect for the whole town? A suspect? No, I wish it was a suspicion. There's not a shade of doubt. They are positive it was you, my dear Master Burak. You are being hunted, and until the panic settles down, please do consider their proof irrefutable. Those who have been left lying by the station are self-explanatory too. What am I accused of? First of all, the deaths that you are actually to blame for. It was self-defense perhaps, but you can't prove that right now. But that's a minor problem anyway. Secondly, the murder of the town's leader, Simon Kane. Now that is more serious. A tangled mess of interests and parties. And thirdly, you have been accused of killing your father, Isidore. Patricide, killing my father? This is horseshit. It's all one big mess, one big knot, and you have to see that. It's not like the mob is looking for two separate murders, really. The patterns feel similar, the circumstances... And by the way, Isidore and Simon had met the day before. What can I say? One thing leads to another. It's not like they have the time to reflect upon the situation thoughtfully. They are in a hurry to catch the bad guy, while the bad guy is still here. But I've only just arrived on a switch engine. Pray tell, and who was the engine driver, huh? Don't rack your brain, you won't remember, but I will. The station, after all, is my domain. He won't testify to your alibi, a half-human that he is. Deaf and dumb, too. And nobody knows how long you have been hiding in the town, having secretly arrived. The seer had spoken of it beforehand. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. The leader's death has stirred the townsfolk up, and the Canes are also willing to take drastic measures now. You don't want to make those hawks angry. Patricide is a blasphemous crime, and you're to clear those accusations up. As for now, you're an outlaw. Hopefully you believe I'm innocent. I do, as so do members of my family and perhaps several others. We do believe you're innocent, yes, but going out there, pray forgive me, it would be better to march straight to the wheel to be broken on. The mob will tear you to pieces. Do you have a weapon? I don't, actually. Well, maybe that's for the better, you never know. Well, it's hard to fight the mob with the bare hands, and by hard, I mean it's, I think, impossible. These poor creatures in the street are not really to blame. Don't be too harsh on them. For the first time in many years, they've got an opportunity to witness absolute evil. They will come to their senses in due time. Meanwhile, you need to come into your inheritance, don't you? And that means you need to free yourself from the accusations first. Yes. My word won't be enough. Enough squabbling. They'll probably see foul play in this. Here's what I think. The Canes have commissioned a peculiar man to handle Simon's case, a bachelor of medicine. He had come a long way, and just in time too. As though it was meant to be like this. He's the one searching for the murderer for them. So you suggest I meet him? He's quite quick on the draw, they say. If only you could find him before he finds you. He won't shoot you straight away then, perhaps. Meanwhile, I'll be doing everything I can to aid you. It would have been much easier if you could just lay low for a while, but they'll come for you here soon, I'm afraid. Alright, I'll speak to this bachelor. Just wait till the evening, please. Right now he is also confused, so he'll shoot first and ask questions later. And just, please, do your best not to break any more bones. Do not attack random people in the street, just go easy on them, and work on gradually restoring your good name. Also go see my daughter right now. She's a good girl, and she's got something to tell you. Well, I'll take any well-meaning, well-minded advice. In this wing lives the Oglimski's daughter, Victoria. Her nickname is Capella. Vlad spoke surprisingly highly of her. Can she help me? Well, I guess I will see that soon enough. Also pretty exhausted, so after I talk with her, I will, I think, go to sleep. Like apply the bandages or the tourniquet before I go, because I can literally bleed to death. To be honest, I should probably have done that right away, but I was unsure of how it works exactly, because it says facilitates recovery after a traumatic injury, stops bleeding and immobilizes damaged tissue. But to be honest, you're not also not supposed to keep a tourniquet on for long. Like, I do think I need bandages. Most likely. Painkiller. I guess if I bleed out then that and die, then that means I am actually continuously bleeding. It's kind of difficult to tell from the health meter alone. You're
This bachelor isn't that smart. Intelligent, yes, but not smart.
You're a victim of a
The killer
terrible...
will get to him before he gets to the bottom of this.
You're a victim of a terrible mistake, yet there is something I wanted to reveal you. It will help you re-establish your good reputation. I will give you a few names. All of them belong to children, but don't judge them by their age. Some of them may be invaluable help to you. Is that so? It is. All of them have been seeing Isidore quite often lately. Maybe some of them can even surmise who the real killer is. And the rest know for a fact that you're innocent. They are bound, and so accusing a person of patricide would be unnatural to them, even if the evidence is obvious. Happy to hear that. They can help you find how your father spent his last evening. I only know that he went off to the steppe for a very long time and came back very late into last night. That's when the children went to see the old man in secret. What for? Do you know why the relationship with your father has grown tighter recently? Well, I have no idea. The reason is quite sad. These children, my friends and faithful aides, are going to die soon. Why? Are they terminally ill? No, but you must believe me. Your father has done so without hesitation, and you know that he was a clever and suspicious man. He kept checking if I was wrong with the kid, if anything was wrong with the kids every day. That is just how their line of fortune goes. They are more likely to die than to live. Did my father know beforehand he would die for some reason? I don't know. How do you know about it then? Precognition. Not only mine though. All of us agree on this, so did your father and Simon. It's still hard for me to speak about them in the past tense. And Maria too, Katerina even, everyone agrees. Please take care of them as like your father did. They must live. Simon and Isidore died, and they too must be on the brink. What can I do for them? Just keep them in mind, and if you ever hold the line of their fortune in your hand, please do not let them go. You're also not a common man, you know? You're your father's son. Is that so? Whatever happens, these people must live. Their fates are bound to mine. They might well hold the keys to my victory in hands. Murky, Sticky, Notkin, Grace, Capella, Taya Taichik, and Can. Okay, so I've met Capella, which is her, and I've met Notkin, who wants me to kill some guy, which I'm rather hesitant to commit murder. What happens if I drink water? Difficult to tell. Because there doesn't seem to be... Okay, there is a hunger meter, but there doesn't seem to be a thirst meter.
What?
Okay, so that at the very least proves that I am indeed bleeding out to death, no less.
No, I won't believe in some earthen killer.
I'm bleeding. Do we have a first aid kit? Ask the servants, those that haven't scattered yet. The panic is so devastating. Better yet, you go ask my daughter, little Victoria. She's in the other wing of the house. She'll help you. What do you think I should do now? If the bachelor finds you before you find him, the consequences, need I say more? But first you need to find convincing arguments in your favor, so the two of you have something to talk about when you finally meet. Me vouching for you won't be enough. What can be done? I don't know yet. I wonder what my daughter has to say about it. She's inherited a lot from her mother, you know. She can feel things that we cannot even imagine. Subordination is essential, true, but the girl is undoubtedly smarter than me. I'll go and talk to your daughter. Okay, so I will apply the tourniquet then. As to not bleed out. But I do think... I need actual bandages to stop the bleeding. Because obviously you can't wear a tourniquet for too long, because that literally cuts off circulation to your limbs. You could lose a limb if you did that.
The winter comes soon, I hope.
Okay, so I read that list already. What about a first
This
aid kit?
bachelor, isn't that smart?
Being
Intelligent,
slender
yes,
is terrible and sad.
not smart.
There is only one way out, doing good
killer
and
will
not
get to
doing
him
bad
before
anymore. How do I
he
do
gets
that? You know what my man used to tell me? There's good fortune and bad fortune. When someone is touched by the bad fortune, it jumps on his neck and rides him wherever he passes, further and further until he shrugs it off. The further it pushes him, the longer it takes for him to get back on track. Well, that's kind of trivial, perhaps, but the point is that bad fortune will plant misdeeds on your path, so that you commit more and more of them. Even something innocent thrown into your path by the bad fortune can turn into an evil deed when you're carrying it on your shoulders. So it is on my shoulders already? It is. It is unlikely you will manage to do a lot of good deeds, but please do try to stay away from doing bad. I can even tell you where the bad deeds await you today. Do you believe in my precognition? I don't believe you, but do tell me. Danger awaits you at the cemetery, at the warehouses in the steppe. I don't know what it is, but the chances are you will do a lot of evil there. It would be best for you not to go there at all today. And do not listen to the misguided advice that claims otherwise. I'll think about it. Many good people have turned away from you, and the bad ones are drawing closer. Lost in the vacuum, you will be tempted to meet their requests. Do not make that mistake. I'll try.
The winter comes soon, I hope.
Who can I talk to, regardless of my reputation? Please heed my words. Khan won't be of any help. However, Sticky is probably hanging around in the back streets, and I haven't heard from Taya for quite a while. Have you by any chance met Grace already, the sweet girl? No. She's the gravedigger's daughter. She lives in a small lodge at the cemetery. Do you know where the cemetery is? It is in Earth, to the southwest of the abattoir. So she believes it wasn't me who killed my father and Simon. She is wonderful, enthralling, an unearthly creature. She may seem strange, but I have never met a kinder, more honest, generous and beautiful soul than her. And don't you ever believe anyone saying that she loves the dead more than she does the living. She's just so lonely. Do you know a boy called Notkin? I do. He's very brave and a faithful friend too. He won't ever care for gossip and slander. If he comes to love and respect you, Notkin would almost always come to your aid and be willing to die by your side. Even if the whole world was against you, he would never betray a friend. I would love to be spoken about like that too. Well, he has his ups and downs as well. He is kind to his friends, but he knows no mercy for his foes, and he's overdoing it sometimes. He does have a thirst for blood, just like... well, he probably will grow up to be a combat general, like Block or Shoin. We'll just wait and see.
What?
Can I rest here? Of course, you can sleep in my bed, but why not sleep at home? I don't have a home in this town. Don't you know? What of your father's house? The house where Isidore used to live. It's right in the middle of the Tanners district. I've been there on more than one occasion myself. Well, show me where it is. Oh, but I can't. It wouldn't be right for you to go there now because of what had just happened. I have only just realized the place must be full to the brim with Saburov's men. You should wait until they settle the matter with my father. Well, I'll wait for the news then. Okay, so you're telling me you don't have a medkit then. I won't sleep in a child's room. That seems a little ridiculous. So... I will sleep in the other place and hopefully not bleed out.
I can't breathe. Not enough air.
Okay, I'm not dead, which is kind of a good sign.
No. I won't believe in some...
Do the members of your family also believe I'm innocent? Pray forgive me, as firmly as they believe they are innocent themselves. Can I speak to them? Of course. My daughter lives with me, she's in the next wing. My son, Vladislav Jr., is currently staying in a building on the outskirts of town. He's got some shady business there. I'll give you the address. Perhaps they'll help you in word and deed. I hope so. Okay, Vlad the Younger lives here. Okay, I will go there because, to be honest, I do want to go here and speak with this guy who Notkin wants dead. But the problem is I don't have any weapons, so I won't be much good in an actual fight. But regardless, this first episode here has been long enough, so I'm going to save and end it for now. It was pretty confusing, but, you know, perhaps I will eventually figure this out. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!